Okay, so today I'm gonna go out with my friend into London. We're gonna visit the Tate, probably pop into Selfridges and go out for dinner. I have no idea like where we're gonna eat or anything like that, but I thought I'll take you guys along with me. So let's get ready together. Okay, so originally I was gonna just straighten my hair, but I know that straight hair does not last, and I've already got like bits of waviness in my hair because I braided my hair last night. And because it's not going to work, there's no point in me trying to fight for my life doing that. So I'm just going to like really roughly curl it. And I'm just using this keratin heat protectant spray because I feel like you should always use a little bit of heat protectant just to sort of like minimize the damage using heat products. But I don't really use that much heat products as like now compared to a few years ago. So that's kind of nice, but still my hair's also really long and I really want to cut it like up to here, but I can't because I've got another wedding to go to, so I have to wait till after that wedding and see what the hell I'm doing. I had to make sure that I straighten the top third of my hair to prevent any like frizziness and also like all my breakage, like new growth as well, to just settle down. The rest of the hair I just curled very roughly because I knew that all my curls were going to drop anyway. Okay, so I've done my hair and it's not the best, but that's just what we're looking like. My curls will drop anyway at some point later on during the day, and it's fine. I'm using like a little bit of hairspray just to hold it in, but I'm on battery diet, so I don't really record the process. But now I need to do my makeup. I still have no idea what I want to wear, but I think I'm just gonna like wing that later. That's literally a problem for later me. As always, the first thing I sort of start off with is my brows, and I'm using the e.l.f. Brow Lift gel product thing, and I just pick some up on my spoolie and then I just like brush it through. I'm almost done with this. I have one more in my backups because I bought two at the time. I think there was like a set of two for like a sale plus this brush, so I thought let me get it because one, it's very affordable. This is, by the way, back in 2023, so I've had this for some time, and I'm just glad. Oh my god, there's sunscreen in my brows. I'm just glad I'm able to use it now. But yeah, my friend's just texting me with my name and no other message. So I'm a little bit scared to know what's happening or what's going on. So I really hope she texts me back soon. Because I want to know if everything's okay, because she was out earlier as well. She's double booked, like the audacity of her. But yeah, there's going to be a mix of like, I guess, a get ready with me plus like a vlog of today, I suppose. This might end up being a very long video, but let's see. Next up in rotation is the Lacura Vitabase Moisturizing Primer. This is basically the dupe of the Bobbi Brown primer. It smells the same, feels the same. I feel like it also works the same on my skin as well, and I do quite like this product. Also, why the hell do I keep breaking out on my nose? Like, it's really infuriating. And it's always like sort of in the same spot, like just stop. But yeah, I'm just currently using this plus one other like a primer. One of them is in my project pan. I don't believe this one is in my project pan, but there is like a lot of product. This, I believe, is 50 grams, but I feel like this will last me the entire year. And I'm kind of like interchangeably using this and the other one, depending on the event I'm going to. Today, I feel like I'm going to need a little bit of moisturizer in my skin, just because my skin's been a little bit drier lately. But during the summer, I know I'm going to need the other primer a lot more compared to this one, because in the summer, my skin can be quite oily. But let's see how things sort of pan out. Next is the Kaleidos Tone Activator Eye Primer. I feel like this is just a little bit too much for my lids, that in the sense of they become very like creasy, and I don't like that. That's one thing I struggle with, or like it kind of ruins my makeup a little bit. So if because I'm like, I've got hooded eyes, so you see all of that part here, that's like hooded. Any sort of like, I can set this primer with like setting powder or like another like matte eyeshadow, anything like that. It still will just ruin my makeup. Like, it will just start to like melt from that point. I've used less product, I've used more product, and it doesn't work. So I don't really know what to do with this, if I should just probably stop using it. a what, because this is not the only primer that's done that to me. There have been others in the past that have also done the same, which is really like frustrating, especially when you have already like difficult eyes to work with. And I mean that in the sense of I've got eczema on this eye, which I previously had on this one, that healed now it's on this eye. On top of that, I have like really dark circles, so I can't even, there's some primers that I can't even use because it doesn't even bring up the eyeshadow out. And then yeah, it's not the one, you know, especially when you're going to like an event or like a wedding and your lids are kind of like melting off. That's not a cute look. So like I said, I'm going to set this, but I'm going to use the Blend Bunny Forget Me Not palette. Did I need this palette? Absolutely not, because it literally looks like this. It's a massive ass palette, right? And it's got a lot of shades in that would be really good for somebody who's like a makeup artist probably, because they can use all of these shades for like things like bronzer, contour and whatever else they need it for, obviously eyeshadow too. But I feel like this would be a really good base for like an MUA, or like a palette for an MUA to use. I just bought it because it was being discontinued, and since I've seen it released, I was like, okay, I do like that palette. At the moment I have like 3 bronzers plus all the bronzers in my like face palettes that I need to use up. Once those are done, I'm going to use whatever I can from this palette as like a bronzer, because why not? And I think it's really nice sometimes just to multi-use a palette. I obviously have a really large collection, so I don't really need to do that, but I do think it's a really good idea. Like, I only have 3 bronzers and I'm pretty sure I'll eventually like use them all up. I'm not specifically in the market to look for new ones, so I just need to make sure that I don't really pick any other ones up. I might eventually pick up 1 or 2 to try, but like nothing at the moment, because I kind of want to use up what I have, and then I will only buy one if it's like a really good iconic product that everyone's like, if you want to bronze your face, you need this product because you're missing out and you'll regret it if you die. And so far I don't really think there are many bronzers like that in the market, at least not with a lot of like the formula changes. So we will definitely see about that. Also, I feel like I've used this palette quite a few times and you cannot tell that I've dipped into any of these sort of like 3 shades right at the bottom, like, or at the top of the palette, like the white, the pink, this one. I've even dipped into this, but you can barely tell I've touched this, which is insane because this palette might have to get buried with me. For the actual palette, I'm going to go in with this very cool toned Dior palette. This is the Silver Essentials palette, which just literally looks like this. It's not a bad palette, I do think it's nice, but I feel like the quality of the Dior products isn't that amazing, not to be rude or anything. And I'm not somebody who likes very subtle eyeshadow. If I'm going to spend £40+ per palette, I do want it to be a fairly versatile palette, but also one I know I can get a lot of use out of. And I mean, there's not really many matte shades in here. I think the only matte in here, I don't think there is. Okay, so in this palette there's actually not a single matte, so all of these shades are either satins, there's a hollow, which I don't understand what that means, there's a 2 shimmers, which is the pink, and there's one other shimmer, which is like this sort of like gunmetal one, but like it doesn't really make sense. And I really regret buying this palette. I regret buying all of my Dior palettes, which I think says a lot in itself. But I think if you're somebody who really likes a very sort of subtle eyeshadow and who just wants like a wash of colour, I think you might really like this. But I think for £40 it's still not really worth it unless you find a colour, that you know you're going to use and get a lot of use out of, then probably it might be worth it for you. But if you're somebody who doesn't really like very sort of like subtle eyeshadow, I wouldn't really personally spend money on Dior. But yeah, I might get cancelled for that, but that's okay. I will die on that hill. And I do also feel like the Dior makeup products, well, most of the time they're very like subpar, and it's not worth the hype that is surrounding them. I just went in and packed that sort of lilac-y shade on my lids. I'm gonna just to see what this silver looks like on my eyes. It's another like satin shade. I'm not really vibing with the palette, but I spent money in it, and I have a really hard time with letting things go. So yeah, and I'm sorry I'm not like flipping you guys off. I just tend to do my eyeshadow with my middle finger, because I feel like I can press it actually, like the actual shadow in properly, but it's not the worst. Okay, that's not like completely diabolical. I feel like I can still go outside wearing this, considering it's like daytime and this is a very sort of like lighter look. It's also giving like cold girl-esque makeup. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's fine. I've done it now. It's okay. I was originally gonna go in with this like really dark look, purple for eyeliner, but because my eyeshadow is already very light, I want to see what this one looks like. This is the shade Mauve. It's another satin eyeshadow, so I don't really know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Okay, it's very subtle, but I think it kind of matches the rest of my eyeshadow. And do you see what I mean with my eyelids? Like, look at that. That's like eczema or like irritated skin that I'm trying to heal, and it's so annoying. Next up in this routine is doing a color corrector. This is obviously not the best option, but I'm using a shadow stick because I'm on a no-buy and I'm trying to just use what I have and multi-use some products so that I can get the most out of my collection, but also to not spend money where I can't. Especially at this current stage in time, I do not have the facilities or the finances to go ahead and spend like I want to spend. Maybe like after the end of summer or towards the end of summer, I'll have a little bit more time or like more financial freedom to spend how I want to spend. But for the time being, I'm just gonna use this to color correct. And it's not too bad either, actually. It works surprisingly well. The only thing I would say with that is it doesn't really blend, but it's fine. I suppose it's not really supposed to because it is an eyeshadow stick, but I just do a little bit of what I can to sort of blend it. And then yesterday when I did my makeup, I set it using a setting powder, and I think that did a really good job. So I'm gonna do the same thing today. I actually hate using loose powder, it's so messy. But let's try it. I'm using the Hourglass powder as well. I got it as like a part of my, I think, Cult Beauty advent calendar a couple of years ago, and I have since like not used it because I had so many other powders I was trying to use up first. But now it's finally time to use this shit because why not? I think this is also another product that is currently in my project pan. I just don't remember which one. I'm gonna wipe off the excess powder so that I can do the rest of my makeup as well. I'm gonna be using this NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Patagonia. This is actually a pretty good shade match for me, but I do feel like in the summer I need possibly one shade deeper, maybe like a medium 1.3 or something. I don't know, something along those lines. But yeah, I'm just gonna take my somewhat damp beauty blender. I always start at the bottom of my face. I don't really know why, it's become a habit, and I just go ahead and lay that on. So my friend called me at this point. We were kind of catching up with how her morning went, and she was telling me about her little nephews and just the shenanigans they were doing. It was really adorable, I can't lie. While we're chatting, I just went ahead and added on a layer of concealer, and while that sort of like sets down a little bit, I just like bronzed my face and started to do my liquid blush, which I then ended up using a different blush because I did not like the way it looked on me, but it's fine, you know, I made it work at the end anyway. So yeah, I then just went ahead and set my liquid blush with a powder blush, and I use a lilac shade so it would match the very cool tone look that I was going for. One thing I have to do is make sure that I add a bit of whatever eyeshadow I use on my lid, at least one of the matte ones, underneath my eye as well, just to add a little bit of colour and to balance the eyes out, because otherwise I think it looks really like something always feels like it's empty or missing. So I'm just going to go ahead with that lilac that I used all over my lid before I added the silver, and add some under my eye. This might be a little bit more difficult because I've added powder already. To match the really cool eyes, I have this lilac eye pencil from NYX. It's like quite a few years old at this point, but I'm just going to add it into my waterline. Not that you're going to really be able to see it, but I feel like it'll just cover up some of that pinkness or the redness in my waterline. Like I said, I'm just going to use some powder now to set my face. I hate loose powder that's hard to come out, like what the hell. But I'm just going to use to cover some of that up, and hopefully my foundation doesn't melt off my face either. I'm going to quickly just do a little bit of mascara, and for lips I'm going to go for this like kind of cool tone pinky lip liner and then just go over with this gloss. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but considering I'm already like super late as it is, because I was supposed to leave at 12:30 and it's like 12:37 or something. It's not ideal, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's not like a massive rush because like it is what it is, and we'll just do whatever we can. But still, I want to have like a nice dinner and not have to rush. I still need to pack my bag, but it's fine. This mascara I'm currently using is from Isamaya, and it is the rubber lash mascara, and it's okay. I think at the start I was having a bit of trouble with this mascara, but I've now been using it for a couple of months and it actually looks quite nice on my eyes, and I do like that about this mascara. I don't know if I would necessarily go ahead and repurchase it because I do have some others that I think I prefer that little bit more, but it is, like, as you can see, not too bad. I wish I already had like my lashes lifted so I didn't have to go through this hassle of doing my mascara every bloody day. So I decided to keep my lipstick very light for the day just because I really wanted the attention to be on my eyeshadow instead. Okay, even though it's a little bit more pink leaning, I think I actually kind of like this because it's still kind of giving like a cool tone-esque. So that'd be kind of nice. I now need to find my top situation and sort that out. And then need to pack my bag, like I've said like 20 times. And then I can finally consider leaving. Okay, so if you ignore the mess, this outfit is giving more like summertime vibes. So I don't know, not summertime, but like more spring-esque. I do love it though, but I'm thinking maybe I should not wear this, but then I don't really have anything else to wear. So do you know what, I'm just gonna rock with it and freeze my tits off. That's what I'm gonna do, and I think that is a fair enough solid plan. Actually, now looking at my makeup, I think I did a really good job. I really like it. I think I look good, but I do need to, I didn't thought that was just this coming off the thing. Put some jewellery on. I don't think that's a vibe. I might just wear these. What are these like? Okay, actually I want to wear these. It's just the paper. And always, or at least as always, I am late. I need to put my shoes on. I don't want to go downstairs. And it's like between two options because I got rid of everything else. Ideally, I should probably wear my Vans or something, but who am I kidding? But yeah, I think I'm good. So this is like close up of the makeup. The outfit is a little bit hard to see, but basically this is dress, but it goes all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to be taking this bag, but I feel like it's too overstuffed. I need to get rid of some stuff. So in here, let's see what I've packed. A portable charger, pack of tissues, a hand cream, my mascara, mint mirror, paracetamol, some hand sanitizer, a hair tie and a palette. I mean, it's not that much, but the bag looks like it's about to pop. And I don't have anything else that I can actually use instead, which is a really frustrating part. I need to like invest in like a bigger sized bag, which honestly, if I just see something out there today, I might just do it. But this is the bag. I'm going to be wearing it as like that. The perfume I've used is this JLo Luxe perfume. It's actually fairly fruity and I really like that. It's also, this outfit's kind of giving like Morticia. That's probably why I wanted to wear this in the first place. I might just freeze to death in this outfit if I'm being fully honest, but it's fine. So ignore the mess, but I think this is like a better way of me showing you what I'm wearing. So like I said, this dress goes all the way to the bottom. It is actually very nice. I got this in Primark. The only issue I have is I would prefer to wear like a turtleneck that at least covers my neck part, but I don't really have any that's black. All the others are like colourful, and I don't really want to go for like a colourful vibe. I kind of like really roughly curled my hair and the curls are already falling out, but are we really surprised at this point? No, but I do feel like my makeup looks surprisingly good. That spot on my nose though is pissing me the fuck off, but it's fine. I don't really have many options, so it is what it is. But like I think I look good. I look good. But it's giving Morticia. It's definitely giving Morticia. I have a slight problem, and that is I don't like this coat over this jacket, like this outfit, because the outfit literally touches my feet, but the jacket kind of cuts off a little bit before then. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't really have any other options. So I might just have to pack it in and go because it's already like 20 minutes late. Or at least I'm already 20 minutes late. So the first place we went to was the Royal Artisan Bakery. I can't lie, the food looked so good, but I was a little bit worried it might be a little bit stale. However, the Danish that I had was 10 out of 10, banging. We then went over to the Tate gallery, and there were some very interesting art pieces. Some of these were very questionable, I do have to say, and I don't think some of the art that's in here really does belong to a museum, but it is what it is, I suppose. There's not really much I can do, but yeah, you'll see what I mean a little bit later on. Quite literally, this section gave us absolutely nothing. It's literally the meme of girl, give us nothing. It was such an embarrassment for that to be in a museum, but that is just my opinion. And then you see art like this and you're just like, oh crap, like that's so stunning, so detailed. This was sick because that's heaven, that's hell being interpreted by an artist, and the amount of work and detail that was put into that painting was 10 out of 10. And then you see some other like proper masterpieces in the like museum, like some of these paintings. I forgot what room they were in, but like there were some really cool pieces amongst nonsense. But yeah, would I go again? Maybe. I'm not really sure. I would like to maybe go to like a different museum and see how things are. I thought this part was really interesting because they're in the process of still like completing a wall, but it's a cool piece of art. But yeah, and then after that we left the museum literally like as it closed. Then we went to get food. Honestly, the food is always 10 out of 10. We got the KFC chicken, and the firecracker spice almost killed us both. So then we had to treat ourselves to some ice cream, and this gelato was 10 out of 10.